The Wolf and the Lamb. A big bad wolf saw a little white lamb and wanted to eat. He did not eat her at once. He tried to think of a good excuse for killing her. Then people would not think he was a bad wolf. So he said to the lamb, "Last year you called me very bad names." "But I am only a baby. I was not born last year," said the lamb. "Well then, you ate my dinner," the wolf said next. "But I could not eat your dinner," said the lamb. "I am too little. I can only drink." "That's it. You drank my water," said the wolf. "But I can only drink my mother's milk," said the lamb. "Is that so?" said the wolf. "But I can eat, and I am going to eat you. I am going to do it now, because I want my dinner at once." With that, he jumped on the little lamb, and that was the end of her. Moral: people who want to do something bad can always find an excuse. The Lion and the Hare. Once a lion found a hare. He was just going to eat her when a stag ran by. "That stag will make me a bigger dinner," he said. So he let the hare go and ran after the stag. But the stag could run very, very fast, and soon it got right away. When the lion saw he could not catch the stag, he said, "I will go back for the hare." But when he came to the place where the hare had been, he found that she had gone. "I should have had her for my dinner when I first saw her," said the lion. "I wanted too much, and now I have nothing." Moral: it is sometimes wiser to be content with what you have. Brother and sister. Once there was a man who had 2 children, a boy and a girl. The boy was good-looking, but the girl was not. One day he found a mirror, and for the first time saw what they looked like. The boy was very pleased. He said to his sister, "How handsome I am! I look much nicer than you." The girl did not like what he said and gave her brother a push. "Go away," she said. Their father saw what was happening and said to the boy, "You must always be good as well as look good." And to the girl he said, "My dear, if you help everyone and do your best to please, everyone will love you. It will not matter that you are not as good-looking as your brother." Moral: it is better to be good than to be just good-looking.
The Goose That Laid the Golden Eggs. Once an old man and an old woman had a goose. Their goose was not like other geese, because its eggs were different. They were made of gold. Every day, the goose had a golden egg for the old man and the old woman. They sold the eggs for a lot of money, but the more money they had, the more they wanted. They said, "If our goose lays golden eggs, she must be made of gold. So let us cut her open and get out all the gold at once. Then we will have more money." So they killed the goose, but found no gold. When their goose was cut open, they saw that she was just like any other goose. And after that, there were no more golden eggs. So they did not get any more money. They had nothing left in the end. Moral: a greedy man can lose all he has. The Wind and the Sun. One day, the Wind said to the Sun, "Look at that man walking along the road. I can get his cloak off more quickly than you can." "We will see about that," said the Sun. "I will let you try first." The Wind tried to make the man take off his cloak. He blew and blew, but the man only pulled his cloak more closely around himself. "I give up," said the Wind at last. "I cannot get his cloak off." Then the Sun tried. He shone as hard as he could. The man soon became hot and took off his cloak. "I have won," said the Sun. "I made him take his cloak off." Moral: kindness often gets things done more quickly than force. The Trees and the Axe. Once a man wanted to cut down some trees to make a house, but he could not use his axe because it had no handle. So he went to the top of a hill where there were many trees and said to them, "May I take a tree from this hill?" But he did not tell them why. The trees said to one another, "Let us give him a very little tree. Then he will go away and not ask us for anything more." So they gave him a little tree, and the man went home. When he got there, he made a handle for his axe. Then he went back to the hill and began to cut down the other trees. "If we had not let him have the little tree, he could not have cut us down," they said. But it was too late to stop him. Moral: be careful when you give way over small things, or you may have to give way over big ones.
We know very little about Aesop's life in Greece in the 6th century BC. We believe he was born in Thrace and died about 560 BC. He was probably a slave who was later freed by his master, and was said to be deformed, but very clever and witty. In later years, he lived at the court of King Croesus, who sent him on a journey to the temple of Apollo at Delphi. Here he made the Delphians so angry that they pushed him over a steep cliff to his death.